gang, this is not man. I was so frustrated watching this debate. Thank goodness I had a bunch of Yang gangers, fellow Yang gangers at this debate watch party. I've never been to a watch party before. I'm not political, as I've told you before. First time. It was great, but debate wasn't. This is how it felt. Let's say you're parents of a little kid and he has to go on a play. Everybody knows he's not great at singing or dancing. You know, that wasn't his forte. He liked to maybe draw, maybe read a book, but not sing and dancing. So they rehearse for a week and you finally go to it, you get your camcorder out and you start ready to film your kid. You know, those are my days, you know. Nowadays everybody got their little iPhone out or mobile phone out. My days were camcorders. You're filming the kid and you look for the kid and you could hardly tell. You got these other kids dressed in colorful bird costume and they're singing and dancing. You couldn't find your kid. Oh, then you finally spot him. He's playing the tree, you know, occasionally moving for the breeze, I guess. No lines, no singing, no dancing. And you understand it. You feel bad. You want your kid to be star, but you understand it. Because that's not his thing. Now let's switch around that story a little bit. Your kid is great at singing and dancing. Matter of fact, he went to talent contest and there was a bunch of them into that contest. He made a 6th place. That's worthy of a trophy, right? You know. And they had whittled down to 20 and that's how he made the 6th place. You know what I'm getting at, right? So, you go to this play and you expect your kid to be one of those birds that sing and dances. So you look for him. He's not there. He's playing the tree. So you get upset and you tell the teacher at the play, why is my kid not singing and dancing in your play? He won 6th place in talent contest. The teacher said, well, you know that Joe kid. Yeah, that Joe kid. You kidding me? He's too old. He couldn't graduate for 3-4 years. You know what I'm getting at, right? He's too freaking old. He shouldn't be there. Well, that Joe kid has a connection. You know, the Obama family. Yeah. What about the other kids? Oh, you know, they have rich mom and dad. Those other kids have rich mom and dad that pay a lot of money to school. You know, we got new walls at the new gym courts, and you know, they pay a lot of money. They are great influencers. You know, you're not rich. You're not rich enough for this school. Oh, how would you feel? That's how it felt. I know I talked about Kobayashi Maru. I know I talked about how Andrew Yang is not playing the same game everybody else is playing. I know he's winning by not playing their game. He's winning from game that he cannot win from because he don't play that game. I understand. I did that, all that. I did that video. So if you want to watch that video, it's up here somewhere. Okay? But I have new thoughts on this one. We all thought it was Andrew Yang versus mainstream media, like NBC. But I realized after watching this clip, it's not that. Here's the clip.
It is also a reflection of the times where, with the growth of the internet, with Twitter, with social media, you can talk directly to your supporters. You don't need CNN, you don't need the New York Times. So I don't think anyone should be surprised that they're doing this. They've been doing this all along.
Ever since watching that clip, I was thinking, it's not Andrew Yang versus mainstream media, but it's more of a social media versus mainstream media. Andrew Yang just happens to be champion of social media this year. I think in 2016, Donald Trump was the champion of social media. I mean, to this day, he's using Twitter, and he has named mainstream media fake news. All of them, even Fox News. So, I'm thinking, mainstream media cannot afford to lose again to another social media champion, Andrew Yang. And that's why they're willing to sacrifice their journalistic integrity and just sabotage Andrew Yang's campaign. I think that's it. And I think in this third debate, in Andrew Yang's opening statement, he took a big punch. He swung a big punch to mainstream media. Let's watch his opening statement again.
Entrepreneur Andrew Yang.
In America today, everything revolves around the almighty dollar. Our schools, our hospitals, our media, even our government. It's why we don't trust our institutions anymore. We have to get our country working for us again instead of the other way around. We have to see ourselves as the owners and shareholders of this democracy rather than inputs into a giant machine. When you donate money to a presidential campaign, what happens? The politician spends the money on TV ads and consultants, and you hope it works out. It's time to trust ourselves more than our politicians. That's why I'm going to do something unprecedented tonight. My campaign will now give a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for an entire year to 10 American families, someone watching this at home right now. If you believe that you can solve your own problems better than any politician, go to yang2020.com and tell us how $1,000 a month will help you do just that. This is how we will get our country working for us again, the American people.
Andrew Yang basically took shot at the mainstream media. He's saying, I ain't gonna advertise with you guys. I'm gonna give that money right back to people. 10 random people instead. He took shot at Tom Steyer, who relied on mainstream media to get the poll ranking that he got, so he could go into the next debate, fourth debate. Can he really do it with that mainstream media? See, Donald Trump, he got a lot of free press from mainstream media by announcing crazy stuff like Obama's birtherism and stuff like that. He got a lot of free press. Andrew Yang is not that kind of person. And mainstream media is not going to fall for that again. They are doing exact opposite of what they did to Donald Trump. They are completely ignoring him, taking him out of the chart and not letting him speak. So why does Andrew Yang think he can do it with just social media? Surely he has read this book right here, right? Sun Tzu, The Art of War. I mean, I'm not saying he should have read this book just because he's Chinese. Everybody who is concerned about stratagem, read this book, Sun Tzu, The Art of War. We are his army, right? Yang Gangers, we are his army. And I'm thinking we need to know something about his strategy. So this thing came to mind first, this very first thing here. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 8,000 victories. Sun Tzu. I don't like to keep data in my head, so I'm going to read you some data. Few years ago, 10% of Americans don't use the internet. Presently, 6% of Americans don't use the internet. That means 94% does. And it's been going up. So more and more people have access to internet. That's good news for Andrew Yang, because that means less and less people are relying on antenna TV news, because all those are mainstream news, mainstream media news. 2015, that's during Donald Trump election years, 48% only use mobile phones. So 48% of people did not have landlines. In 2018, 54% did not have landlines. So it's been going up. During Donald Trump year, the polling data was incorrect, right? And basically it's getting worse. Why? Because I think there's a lot of polling data comes from calling landline users. It's actually easier and cheaper, because legally you cannot automatically dial into mobile phones, but you could legally automatically dial into landline phones. So it's cheaper and easier to call landline people, but more and more these people are disappearing. And I think the polling data right now is more skewed away from young people, which is advantage for Andrew Yang. But biggest advantage is this one. If YouTube was a standalone company, it would be worth more than companies like Comcast. I think Comcast is NBC, ABC, I don't know which one they own. General Electric, IBM, or PepsiCo, and would be roughly the same value as Walt Disney Company. Wow, according to investment bank Morgan Stanley. So YouTube is a huge company, and it's a social media company. And we know Andrew Yang knows something about the Twitter, right? Here's his thing on Twitter. So Andrew knows 80% of the people do not use Twitter, only 20%. However, we have other social media, like a YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, I mean, MySpace even, tons of VMO, wow, just tons of social media out there. Here's something on Reddit. So Reddit guy is using Twitter to pledge UBI for Andrew Yang, just in case Andrew Yang's 10 people experiment is against finance law of a campaign. This guy named Justin Sun, I think he's some kind of Bitcoin billionaire, he did Bitcoin stuff, and he wants to pledge to 100 people to match Andrew Yang's UBI. Think about this. What if Facebook did it too? Let's say they picked 100 of their Facebook users. They don't even have to mention Andrew Yang. They say, We're doing it to promote our business. We want to thank our customers who has been loyal to us. So we're gonna pick 100 people randomly and give them $1,000 per month for 1 year. Instagram can do it. Twitch can do it. YouTube, of course. YouTube, you guys can do it too. Wow. MySpace, what are they? Twitter, of course. Yeah. You know, even Amazon can do it. You know, Amazon has a review site where all the reviews are done by people. Those are personal data. Amazon, you need to start paying for those things. Say, pick 10 reviewers randomly. You know, whoever reviews, you know, I'm gonna review Andrew Yang's book at Amazon, you know. That's what we need to do. These social media news will generate news for mainstream media. They have to cover these stories. They cannot ignore Andrew Yang if these things happen. Trump uses Trump uses crazy ideas to get free press. Well, Andrew Yang ideas are crazy too, but in a very good way, right? Way to help people. Anyway, this is just my thoughts. As a YouTuber, hey, I want you guys to create YouTube too. Go on Reddit and make posts. I haven't done that. Create a Twitter accounts. Create Twitch accounts. Make reviews on Amazon. Andrew Yang's books. Andrew Yang's hats. Maybe. Maybe we could do it. Anyway, till next time, I'm in out. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories, and $1,000 per month. Andrew Yang.